right here among these many thousands of Americans who all died true and brave.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video in the playlist series, Northeast Snowmobile Adventures. Join me, Trevor, Ricky, and Charles on this 130-mile, 8.5-hour long night ride. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody for checking out the last video, the Larry Doody Memorial Radar Runs. If you want to find that video, you can go into the playlist on the channel, Northeast Snowmobile Adventures. Scroll down, click on that, and you'll find it right there. It's the very first video. But I want to thank all 44 people who subscribed as a result of watching that video and actually taking the time on everybody's day to view that video and to interact, such as liking or commenting or subscribing. Stated before, subscribing only makes the channel get that much better. The video you're seeing is from February the 22nd at 8 p.m. Temps were about 15 to 20 degrees during this ride. Obviously, it just got colder as the night progressed and the further north that we rode. Riding in front of me right now is Trevor. Trevor was in the last video at the Radar Runs. He's on the supercharged 2014 Yamaha FX Nitro. Ricky and Charles, who are behind me, and that's in order. Ricky right behind me and then Charles behind Ricky. Arrived on Thursday, February the 20th. Ricky with his 2010 Arctic Cat Z1 Turbo, and Charles with not one but two sleds. He brought his 2003 Arctic Cat F6 and a new to him 2012 F1100 Turbo Arctic Cat. The F1100 Turbo that he bought did need some work because I'm not really used to carrying a camera around and recording a whole bunch of stuff all the time. I didn't get any of the video from the repairs, but I can tell you the repairs that did need to be made. He paid $3,700 for the sled. It had low miles on it, but it did need some work. A new skid rail for the left side of the skid, Fox float shock out of the front end of the skid. It also had a steering shaft nut that was loose. Keep in mind that this sled was just serviced, but had all this stuff wrong with it. That's usually the way it goes. Which we were able to fix all of it, and luckily Charles was able to ride his F1100 over the weekend. But we were able to get all those parts over at Harry's Motorsports in Presque Isle. Highly recommend for any of your power sports needs. Go over and check out Harry's Motorsports. They're awesome people. Harry's Motorsports is just where the work ends and the fun begins. That's their actual motto. I want to give a huge shout out to the manager, Chris. Luckily, when we showed up there and we were looking for a skid rail, he had mentioned to us that there was a whole complete skid for that 1100 sitting right out back in the shop. We were able to come up with a deal. We left there with a whole new rear skid for that F1100. So again, Chris, thank you. Where we're going on this ride is we had already left Washburn and we met up with Trevor, who is, again, the one riding in front of me. We met up at 5:30 and from there ended up jumping onto ITS 83 and jumped onto ITS 81 in Limestone. And that put us at the southernmost point of the 30-mile stretch known as the Border Trail, which, if you're looking at the map like I am right now for the Maine trail system, it's up in Aroostook County over beside Caswell and Limestone. There's a red line, a very straight red line that goes right around the crown of Maine. And one side of that is, I believe it's Grand Falls, New Brunswick. Before this ride, we had gone out for a smaller ride the day before, so that would have been February the 21st. We ended up going out for a little ride, going over into Caribou. I ended up blowing a belt on my Nitro. Luckily, earlier in the day, I'd actually gone over to Gary's Yamaha in Caribou, bought a brand new OEM Yamaha drive belt for it. And then in turn, we ended up having to go to Gary's, and I ended up buying a second belt. So to those of you who think that riding snowmobiles is expensive, you're right. Later on that night, we ended up riding from Washburn into Presque Isle, then going over into Mapleton, and then we were going to loop around back into Washburn. Unfortunately, that trail hadn't been groomed yet. Charles on that 1100 ended up catching the tip of a tree branch up to one of the side panels, and it blew one of the fuel lines off the fuel pressure actuator. Prior to that, we had missed the turn to actually head to where this all happened. Charles was in reverse and ended up making that thing flip like a pancake on flat ground. Luckily, he was okay. He was a little sore, obviously, from getting tossed off the sled, but ended up bending the bars and breaking the side mirror. We were able to get that all fixed and straightened out. Again, I forgot to get video of all of the repairs. And next time I will be sure that I actually get videos. So I didn't get any of Charles having the issue with his sled and towing the sled back. And then we ended up getting the sled stuck probably about 50 to 75 yards away from my dooryard. To which we ended up having to go out and dig it out of the snowbank and pull it with Charles's Mega Cab Cummins. Also backtrack just a little bit as far as that fuel pressure actuator. Luckily, Ride North Recreation had the fuel pressure actuator right there in stock. Wouldn't have been able to get it if it wasn't for me, Mom. Thanks, Mom. Today was actually her birthday, March 2nd. So, happy birthday, Mom. Anyways, I'm glad that I was able to take this time to fill you guys in, give you a little bit of a brief summary as far as what to expect from the rest of the video and where we're going to be riding. This ride will probably end up being a two-parter because this is about 15 minutes long. I don't want to go any longer than that, to be completely honest with you. Make sure you guys tune in for part 2. But as of right now, just sit back, relax, enjoy the rest of the video as well as some ride commentary. If you enjoy it, put it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ride safe, ride smart, and always have fun. Okay, I'm done talking.
Usually after it gets all groomed and whatnot, you're able to go much faster. As you can see, Trevor is way up there. Ooh, little wheelie right there. Holy cow, Trevor is clicking, dude. I'm doing 35. He's walking away from me like I'm sitting still. Woo, that was close. Okay, getting a little cocky. Okay. Woo. Hand came off. Woo. Go at your own pace till you hurt yourself.
Oh, really, dude?
I almost just lost it back there.
I'm having fun.
I said if there was any place for me to wreck this sled, it'd be on this trail too.
I kept looking back, I'm like, oh, his headlights get smaller and smaller as I'll pick her up a little.
Holy cow. Can't get that on MTV. Still seeing taillights, so that's good. My goodness, it's cold.
Basically what had happened there and the reason why my hand had come off, all those little whoop sections in the trailer from track spinning, so basically it pulls up all the snow and leaves like a small hill. I went off sideways a little bit, my left hand blew off the side of my handlebars while I was doing close to 50 miles an hour. Luckily, I was smart enough to let off of it, regain control, and I was strong enough to muscle it back up onto the trail. The temperature at this moment right now is about 14 degrees, but with the wind, it's feeling like -20. Hence why I kept mentioning the cold. This is why you should always layer up, no matter how long of a ride that you're going for, and always plan to stay out overnight. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you go and check out part 2, which will be listed at the end of this one. Until the next time, guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.